What's up, Craze Army? It's Crazens here, and we are back with another week of the TGNDL. Um, so as you can see, this is actually a live recording of the battle, but I am talking over it after the battle because I was battling in actually the 18th Avenue Library. If you go to Ohio State, I assume you know where that is. But yeah, I wasn't really in a place to record the battle. But anyway, we had to do it. TGNDL, extremely awesome league. And we're currently in the power rankings ranked 1. We're ranked 2 in like actual overall rankings. And this is the 3 seed, both in overall rankings and in the power rankings, which is the coaches poll. So Kodakuna is undefeated, and we are going to try to take him on here with our team. So yeah, we're gonna lead off with Bastiodon here because we want the Stealth Rocks up because Stealth Rocks are super important to chip away his Pokemon, especially the Gyarados. And he does lead Ribombia. That's what we expected to try to get his Sticky Webs up. Luckily, our team does not worry about Sticky Webs that much. We got Clear Body Dragapult and Boots Stealth Fox, so we're not super worried. Rocks are significantly worse for him than Sticky Webs are for us. We just can't. We have to be a little worried about losing to Nihilego now. But as you can see, he U-turns here. We just go for the Toxic. Looking back, this was a bad play because his Kartana had a very free switch in here on any move that I wanted to because it has like base 131 defense, I think. So this was probably not the best play. I really should have gone for an Iron Head here or a Metal Burst or something else. But what I ended up doing is Toxicking, and as you can see here, he did take a minute to figure out what this was. I I was sitting here thinking, wow, I really hope he goes Gyarados, because that's what I clicked Toxic predicting. Spoiler alert, he does end up going Kartana. Um, so as you can see, he goes Kartana, and we try to Toxic, but it doesn't work. Obviously, he's a Steel type. We're just going to go into our 100% Kartana check into our Skarmory here, our Prince Royce. Um, so Skarmory has base 140 defense. It has the Rocky Helmet to do a little chip to this Kartana. I'm hoping he doesn't knock off, hoping he Sacred Swords here. That would be best case scenario so that he doesn't take away our Rocky Helmet. But if he does, no harm, no foul. Then his knockoff can't do as much as it did. So he does do the knockoff. It's unfortunate. And here I'm just thinking I roost up to make sure that I'm healthy to check this Kartana and the Mimikyu. I did consider toxing on a predicted switch because I was pretty sure he was going to switch. But I thought there was a good chance he goes into Nihilego, which I didn't want to land a toxic into because then I'm just in a really bad spot. He does go Nihilego, and I do get the roost off, and we're back up to full. So luckily, I have my good old Bastiodon to just switch right into this thing. Oliver Ostrea, unless he's teching the hidden power ground, he can't touch us. His best way to hit us is Grass Knot if he has it. And here, obviously, you see that does 30%. Not super impressive. And Iron Head's going to do 50 to 60 to him. So it's not going to be an OHKO, unfortunately, from here. But um, luckily it would do half. But anyway, he goes into Gyarados. Good prediction. Knows I'm not going to Toxic that time because of how poorly it went last time. And we're in here against the Gyarados, which can one-shot us, and I need Alvarostrea to stop the Nihilego because it runs through my team otherwise. Outside of Delphox, which can beat it. So yeah, I'm gonna go Enrique Iglesias, who switched to me my check to this Mega Gyarados. We're gonna see how good of a check it actually is. Here I was debating between going for Will-O-Wisp or Leaf Storm. I end up clicking Leaf Storm because my calc said it would KO, and that's on a max attack, max speed Gyarados, and he's run that every single week so far. Unfortunately, goes for the Ice Fang, doesn't kill me, but he does freeze me. And here, I was like laughing. But I go for Leaf Storm again, just hoping I thaw out. Here he gets greedy, goes for the second Dragon Dance. I do thaw because Enrique Iglesias is too good, and we knock him out with the Leaf Storm. It did 70 minimum if he wasn't any HP or any investment. So it could have been a roll if he had some HP investment. I don't really know. But we do get that off, and we get the KO. which was good, but it wasn't the end of the world if he knocked Enrique Iglesias out, because I have Sturdy Metal Burst Bastiodon still in the back, and I have Sturdy Skarmory with Whirlwind to knock him out, and Ice Cube, who um, has Ice Face obviously to take a hit. So I wasn't in the worst position if he knocked me out. Now, if he flinched my Skarmory and Bastiodon with Waterfall, I would have been in a very bad position. But luckily, we just thawed out and took him out. So here, we're just going to go into our 100% check to Nihilego, our Bastiodon. I guess Bastion actually wasn't at 100%, so it wouldn't have been a check to Gyarados, but that's okay. This is our 100% Nihilego counter. Here I'm just going to Iron Head because it's my best play into everything he has left. We would break the Mimikyu's Disguise, knock out the Ribombee, do some damage to the Silvally and find out what type it is, and do some damage to the Kartana if he goes into it, which is likely. Yeah, he does go into it. And we get 9% off, plus the 6 from rocks, that's 15%. We only need to do that, what, 5 more times and we've got him. So we're just going to go back into our always check to this, our Skarmory, which takes 24%. It's 181 attack and it doesn't even. And so here I know that I can live 2 more. Even 2 more crits I think I can live if I switch in on the Kartana crits. So I'm going to go for the body press here to just try to speed this whole process up. So now Nihilego cannot switch out, so I'm going hard into Bastiodon. Obviously because Nihilego can't touch it. He's been going for rock moves so far, so we're at this point I was pretty sure he probably didn't have Grass Knot. But we will get confirmation here in a turn or two that he does not in fact pack the Grass Knot. He has the Thunderbolt as his coverage move, which, look, if we play again, he's going to bring Hidden Power Ground as his coverage move, I have no doubt. Because Bastiodon absolutely stuffs this thing, unless it's got Hidden Power Ground or Fighting, for that matter. But anyway, we obviously take another Thunderbolt and just Iron Head him to knock him out. And Bastiodon is looking like an absolute wall. His team has a lot of trouble breaking through it now, especially with Gyarados out of the way. Obviously, Kartana can one-shot Bastiodon, but Kartana can't do anything to Skarmory. And Mimikyu is really the only threat left. If it's got a Swords Dance set, it's still possible it could sweep my team because my team's super weak to Shadow Sneak. But he goes Kartana here, which was probably not the correct play. I'm guessing he probably didn't have Drain Punch on Mimikyu because, I mean, who expects Bastiodon to come? This was my lowest tier pick. So you wouldn't really expect it to come and wall you. So here I checked back in the chat to just make sure Sacred Sword wouldn't 2-hit KO me. And obviously EC does 27, so we're all good. We're just going to roost up, get our health back, so we can effectively wall this Kartana and really wall everything that's left on the team. So he goes Mimikyu, and here I'm just going to Toxic. I don't want this thing to be able to set up, and he's going to set up. And here I've seen this happen before where someone didn't break a sub, so he just clicked Swords Dance 3 times in a row. So I expect him to do that again. He did this against, I think it was, I don't remember who it was against. I want to say Thermal. That he did this against. He just continually clicked Swords Dance to get obviously the +6 boost, and then I think he at least knocked multiple Pokemon out with Shadow Sneak. But anyway, so here I'm obviously just going to go into Alvaro Estrella. He's my 100% special wall, and the more I force his Pokemon to switch out, the more they take damage from rocks, which is just good. I see the rocks at the beginning of the game were invaluable at this point with all the chip that they've done. And I'm just going to go back. I'm going to rotate between my 2 walls. He can't possibly break me at this point without Swords Dance on the Mimikyu, but since Mimikyu has taken toxic damage at this point and it is toxic, it's going to have to take another round of Stealth Rocks. It's just not in a position where it can sweep. And here he's just going to be clicking Leaf Blade, letting that thing go down to try to get the Mimikyu in so that he can get a Swords Dance off for the sweep. He's going to go for the Shadow Claw here. I rightly predict that. roost up. Here, I didn't really know what to do because I thought he would Swords Dance. I didn't really want to whirlwind him out. I just kind of wanted to leave him here. So I do think I end up either going for the Toxic or the Body Press. Obviously, neither would do anything to this. Yeah, I ended up going for the Toxic. And so now he's at +2. Now I'm just going to roost off his hits until he dies to Toxic. He does get a crit, which is kind of scary. It's 67%. But luckily, we have the roost. We can come out on top. Hope he doesn't crit us this time, but he does. Again, only did 63 that time. We are able to roost that one off and get back up to 70. And we're back up to 70%. Now, it was a little scary at this point if he was like a fire-type Silverly with Flame Charge and Swords Dance. But luckily, he was an Ice-type Silverly with, I don't even know, with multi-attack was all I saw, I think. And so he obviously goes for the Ice-type multi-attack. We take it very well because we're physically defensive and have 140 physical defense. And we're just going to Toxic this thing, and being the toxic players that we are, just stall it out. Obviously, we got just roost up so that we can not die to his hits, hit him with the Body Press, and he dies. And then here, it's a special Pokemon. We're not going to take any chances. Just going to go into our guy, Alvaro Estrella, and knock him out with the Iron Head. And that's going to be GG. It is Crazens. I don't know. I'm not MV, unfortunately. But that is that. We do knock out Rubombi here with the Iron Head. And we take a 6-0 win over the number 3 team. And that's really cementing our spot as number 1. I think in the power rankings, it'll be... Last time it was a narrow margin of victory to get moved into the number 1 spot. I have a feeling we're going to be number 1 in a commanding position this week. Okay, so just up to date, you guys, on the standings. So I'm obviously here, Cleveland Zygardians at 5-0 now. We actually have a 5-win streak, but I think Tony will update that eventually. And now Coda still in the lead of his. Actually, I think he's going to fall behind the Bexley Weasels in his division now, because Bexley has better differential, and I don't think either of them have played each other. I'm pretty sure I looked at that. They're going to play each other later in the season, probably for the division. And in terms of our division, we've got the Oops All Pokemon nipping at our heels, and we play them next week. So they're gonna be hot. They're gonna be ready. And we're gonna have a tough match ahead of us. Luckily, for whatever reason, they have mono weak to ice on the Speedquack team. So it's kind of looking like Samurot's coming back with Blizzard this time. The weekly rankings, as you can see, we are barely slipped up into the 1 seed this week before our match. We got up to be ranked number 1 after being ranked number 2 last week. And obviously Columbus was ranked number 3 in the power rankings. And I don't know how it's going to change this week. That was a pretty big win for us. I would hope we can gain some more voters for the 1 spot. I think we probably can after that. And there's been a lot of discussion in the chat about how the Machamps have only played teams who haven't won a game yet. So really, I guess we're going to see. Obviously, in the playoff picture, we're still technically the 2 seed because the Champs haven't played yet this week. But we'll see. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to try to get that number 1 seed. We're going to try to get that undefeated season. And next week, we're going to be back to take on Oops All Pokemon. Actually, who we played in the finals of the BPL. A very good player, very respectable. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all know me as Crazens. Catch you on the flip side.